the turtle moves. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we post writing tips, unboxings, book hauls, book reviews and occasional vlog, and today we have another book review for you, and it is Small Gods by Terry Pratchett. If you've seen this channel before, you'll know I'm a big fan of Terry Pratchett and I'm reading the Discworld series in order. So recently I was up to Small Gods. In this one, as I've said before, the Discworld series, you can see Pratchett's writing develop throughout. It feels like by this book he's definitely worked out structure. The last one, which was Witches Abroad, you can see that he's toying with structure, but it feels very mechanical. It's very piece by piece, whereas this one, it flows a lot smoother. And for once, I actually have quite a few quotes from this. I try not to quote Pratchett too much because basically I could quote the entire book because they're so funny. But I've limited myself and I actually have a few for you. Before I get into that view, don't forget, if you like what you see, to subscribe to this channel. Your continued support means a lot, so thank you guys so much. Let me read you guys the blurb. In the beginning was the Word, and the word was, "Hey you." For Brother, the novice is the chosen one. He wants peace and justice and brotherly love. He also wants the Inquisition to stop torturing him now, please. And then it has a review on the back by John Clute saying, surely the best novel Terry Pratchett has ever written and the best comedy. So this book is all men. I don't think there's any women in the book. There's statues of women. There's not really any women. It's all men, so the opposite from Witches Abroad. But he does this because it is a version of the religious hierarchy and how religion, in his opinion, works. The fun thing about this one is when it came out, it had good reviews from atheists as well as those who are religious. So somehow he's written a book that if you have an opinion before you read it, it's going to agree with your opinion, no matter which way that opinion goes, which I haven't actually worked out how he's done it, but let me give you guys some awesome quotes. So on page 138, as you know, Pratchett is the best at showing instead of telling, and often he doesn't even really show you what he's describing, but the characters make it so you can only envision it in one way. Page 138. One of the goddesses has been having some very serious trouble with her dress, Brother noticed. If Brother Nimrod had been present, he would have had to hurry off for some serious lying down. So in your head, what are you envisioning? Because I'm getting, obviously, a boob is out, and Brother Nimrod is very known for trying not to wank. So obviously when he's going to have a serious lie down, we all know what he's doing. On page 160 is one of my favourite quotes, which is, Brother looked and found that certainty had gone missing. This is such a fun way to describe how a character doesn't know what to think anymore, that they are confused, but it's done in such a Pratchett way. Another fantastic quote on page 188. He says gods like to see an atheist around, give them something to aim at. The gods like to aim for atheists apparently, for thunderbolts, things like that, because obviously they're not going to hit their own people, that would be silly. But the atheists are useful because you can use them to aim at to prove your existence to the religious ones. On page 216, we have an appearance from further Discworld readers. You'll only know about the librarian if you've read the other Discworld books. Page 216, the librarian appears, and I'm so happy that they did. I won't tell you why, because you need to read it to find out. I was also super happy because, as always, my favourite character is in this book, who is Death, and it also has Rat Death. You only know, these characters are not introduced in this book, they are not described. You only know they're there if you know the formatting of Pratchett's writing style. They only speak in capital letters. So if there is a sentence just in capital letters, you know that Death is speaking. Page 242. It's a funny thing, he said, but why is it that the heathens and the barbarians seem to have the best places to go when they die? A bit of a poser that, agreed the mate. I suppose it makes them up for enjoying themselves all the time when they're alive too. I absolutely love that because a lot of old religions is about depriving yourself of something, and obviously a lot of the barbarians didn't deprive themselves of anything. So I just absolutely adore this conversation between two sailors of how come they get a great afterlife but they also have a great now compared to being promised a great afterlife and not necessarily having fun whilst you're alive. There's another part which I absolutely love because it describes the character's movement without actually giving you any directions. I'll have to write it out for you so you can see it, but it's give me a foot of good steel and a wall to brace my foot against the grill. This is great writing because you know what the character's doing, don't you? They are pushing the grill, and even though it's internal, you can hear them groaning because they're pushing. So it slows down the speech, which is what Pratchett is doing with the punctuation. He's slowing down the speech at the exact points you'd probably be groaning and muttering whilst you yourself were trying to push this grill open. It's a super short review, but as always with Pratchett, I don't want to give the story away. All I can say is the turtle moves. Read this book. Just read Pratchett. I know some people who don't like Pratchett, and that is completely fine, but always try and read at least one, just because he has such a unique writing style that he really does show in a way I haven't seen another writer show by. And the way that he punctuates and formats his work so that he can show you things without even uttering anything about them, it's just so good. So I'm going to give this book a 9 out of 10 stars. Yes, Pratchett is improving in structure. It has the typical Pratchett humour, the typical Pratchett punctuation and formatting. The reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because it's not there yet. It's still all men, but he's getting there. He is changing his writing style and the structure is almost to perfection now. So 9 out of 10, we're almost there. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you like to see as soon as I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Tumblr. I post around bookish pictures as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye!